that.
Nice.
Calling someone the dude always makes me think of Grandpa being like dude boy for everybody.
It actually always makes me think of your mom because that seems to be something that we say a lot up here, especially seemingly when she's visiting, because she always calls us out. She'll go like dude. She'll like put a real heavy emphasis on the you, dude.
She only does that there. She doesn't do it here.
Well, and that's why I think we must just do it more or something. And I haven't really been like conscious of doing it, but I'm guessing we do because she always does that when she comes to visit, and not like all the time, but at least once.
Yeah, she's gotta bring out that thicker accent for ya.
Oh yeah, whenever you're visiting in the Northlands, you gotta get that kind of Norwegian stuff going.
Oh yeah, which is
Nordic.
kind of a little perfect for our case being in Germany today. Bring out that.
Oh yeah,
that accent a little bit.
In which case, welcome everybody to this week. Hello, this is Peculiar Pairings. My name is Matt.
I'm Celine. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks. And this is going to be a fun thing. Speaking of German, I'll jump right into the treats. You mentioned it was a German-based thing for this week, and so I'm like, well, I know what to do. I mean, like, basically sausages and beer. It's kind of the classic thing. And we specifically went through the trouble of getting the Paulauner Lager. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Münchner.
Okay.
Münchner Lager.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would be like a CH or a K sound, but here we are. I
think that's how you say it, because Munich is München.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you're probably right. Yeah, so Münchner is like of Munich, probably.
Probably.
Lager is classic for lager. So we use that. It's the same word we use.
No, lager is lager.
Well, and I will say right off the bat, we're not exactly doing like the ratings yet, but it's like almost strikingly similar to a local like kind of crisp light lager that we would have around here, which makes sense because we have like Germanic roots and everything. But it's noticeably smoother. Like I feel like, especially kind of like Budweiser or something, it's almost like it wasn't filtered long enough or something. There's a bit more of a bite to it. This has the same kind of light flavor, but it's just a little, I don't know what. But I'm definitely not complaining.
I don't know. I'm reading the bottle to see if maybe that tells me anything.
Yeah. Well,
no, it just says it uses 4 ingredients: water, hops, yeast, and malt. So it's a beer, in case we weren't sure.
In case you didn't know, it's a beer. Well, and the only reason that I'm even familiar with this one is because of the old, oh boy, I'm going to butcher the name, Gustav Zermiglichkeit. There was a place in Minneapolis that was like a legit German pub, and they only served like imported German beers on tap. You could get like the 20, 30-ounce giant mugs and the boot and everything.
Ooh, that's boot. Yeah. We could not get one at Oktoberfest, and we were upset.
Oh, really? That's like the thing you would want to have.
And that was what we wanted, and they didn't have it. So I'm glad someone somewhere has it. So.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. The place shut down. It's really sad.
God.
Yeah, well, and it's really sad because it's been open since as long as I can remember. If you, by any chance, I don't know if you were born yet, but Teresa was with a guy named
Idol.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and I can't.
I heard of Idol. I don't. If I met him, I was very young.
Right.
But I did hear a lot about how they had a restaurant together because, like, Grandma also worked at the I think almost everyone worked at the restaurant at, like, a point.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm conflating certain things, because I did remember that he was at least, like, a part owner in something, and my memory is that it was the Gustav in Minneapolis, but I also have memories of, like, bringing that up around Dad, and he's like, he didn't own the Gustav, but... Anyways, really great German pub. It's gone now. But the long story
He did
short
own
of
a
that,
German restaurant.
yeah, he did own a German restaurant, and the one that I'm thinking of might not be the same one, but the one I'm thinking of did serve Paulauner beer, or Paulauner. I didn't look up anything about how to like pronounce any of this, but it's a German beer. It's very good. Highly recommend. And decided to pair that with what I called kielbasa, not realizing that kielbasa isn't really German. It has
Polish.
yeah. That's actually the Polish word for sausage. So if you get Polish sausage at the grocery store, it's basically equivalent to kielbasa. Although I did also learn that Germans do make a type of kielbasa. So
Yes.
apparently it depends on what kind of sausage you actually get. So you technically can have a German kielbasa. I ended up just getting the sort of generic one at the grocery store, and it is very
That's
tasty.
what I did.
So
It's good. I like
yeah,
it.
yeah. The one thing that I have found so far is that regardless of what like origin of kielbasa you're getting, they taste very delicious. So
They do.
for the purposes of today's episode, I think it's going to work out fine.
I think so. Because we have a very German episode today.
Ooh, and yeah, so what is the actual topic then?
So we're talking about the Würzburg witch trials, which I have never heard of because I feel like the only witch trials we ever talk about in American schools are Salem.
Right,
which
for sure.
aren't the only witch trials we had in the Americas, let alone the world. But that's like all anyone, they're like, well, the Salem witch trials, and it never happened again.
That's
Done.
true. Yeah.
Like,
and
wow.
even like you said, even here, that's pretty much the only one that we ever talk about is in Salem. And I also love that I think you even brought this up in a past episode where we were talking about witches and witch related things, just that the famous thing is like a witch being burned at the stake. And even in the infamous Salem witch trials, that really didn't happen that much. They were usually just hanged.
They were hanged or they were
drowned?
They weren't drowned. I don't know what the proper term for it is, but I think of it as flattening.
Oh.
Because you take a board and you pile rocks on it, so you are physically squishing and like flattening a person to their death.
Oh God, what a way to go. I watched a video a few weeks ago about like classic medieval torture devices, and
that was like one of their go-tos outside of like stretching people.
Yeah, they love stretching people.
Stretching people. It's so weird.
You know,
like how far can we stretch your limbs before like you just die?
Yeah, and you know the rocks on the board thing are pretty simple. You just need a plank of wood. Everybody's got a bunch of rocks. The one that was similar to that also incorporated stretching is I don't remember what it was called, but it's essentially a sawhorse, and then you tie someone onto it, basically with them sitting on it. But it has to be high enough that their legs don't reach the ground, and then you just tie rocks to their legs, and you keep increasing the number of rocks or just the weight in general on each of their legs until it essentially either rips a leg or two off or cuts them in twain. So that took a few days.
That's like when people were drawn and quartered. And they tied each of your limbs to a horse, and they all just ran in different directions to pull your limbs apart.
You know, we just finished watching that Netflix Dahmer show.
I haven't watched it yet.
Ethically speaking, I heard that like Netflix didn't contact any of the families that were involved or anything.
Yeah.
And so there are issues with it, but from simply an not necessarily educational, but like documentary sort of historical recounting, just entertainment aspect, it was incredibly engrossing. I wanted to, as weird as that is to say about such horrific events, I couldn't stop watching it. It was very well done. And
I heard that Lifetime did a very similar thing with their new movie about Gabby Petito, who like we just
Oh.
covered,
Mm-hmm.
but they made this movie, they didn't talk to the families, like they didn't contact her family at all, and they're not happy about it.
Which, yeah, I mean, you can't blame them.
No, you can't, especially because like I'm sure for both her family and Brian's family, like they're still getting over the losses that
Right. It's so
having them
recent.
then turn around and be like, oh, well, we made this movie like about this. So, you know, like we didn't contact you or like ask for your opinion. We just like went with it. But, you
Yeah.
know, like it's out there now. Like
Well, and Lily keeps mentioning like the family should be getting proceeds, which I agree
they
with.
should. They
But like,
absolutely should. It's their story.
yeah, yeah. Even if you're not going to do that, I do feel like the absolute bare minimum is reaching out and just saying, "Hey, we're
Want to
doing
do
this."
that.
Right. How does that
Yeah.
make you feel? Is there anything you specifically want us to say or say? And then they're like, "Yeah, can you give us money from that?" And then they're like, "Well, I don't know if we can give you money,
I don't
but
know if we can give you money per se. You should.
yeah." Well, and Netflix has a pretty easy out where they
Yeah.
don't specifically make money off of any one thing. So I'm sure they would just use that to be like, well, you know, I mean, we don't have numbers that can verify how much we have to pay people for anything, which is, I feel,
Yeah.
inaccurate. But anyway,
Yeah. Either way, I feel like if you're doing, I know with podcasting, it's definitely like harder because you can't exactly like reach out to the family of every single case you cover. And a
right.
lot of it is information that is easily researched. Like
Mhm.
we're not digging in deep to anything. But that being said, if someone did decide to reach out to us and was like, hey, we would like you to cover this, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do this right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, especially if someone does contact you and they're like, hey, like, we'd love to have you share this story. Like, I feel like that's such an honor.
Absolutely.
But then, like, to be a huge conglomerate like Lifetime or Netflix or any big network and be like, hey, we're going to make this whole thing. We're cashing in on this story. Like,
Yeah. Well, and like,
yeah.
if somebody actually did contact the two of us and so like, hey, we specifically want you to talk about this. We want you to be the ones to shed light on this. And
You're
then
like, are you sure?
well, yeah, first of all, we're like,
First
okay.
off,
There's
are
literally
you
5
sure
people
you want
listening.
us? Of
Right.
all the podcasts out there, because like, I'll be honest, if I wanted someone to go for a case, I probably would go with like Tenderfoot TV because Up and Vanished is one of my favorite podcasts.
Nice.
And they do such a good job.
Yeah, and be like, why are you
Why are
reaching
you
out to
asking
us?
me?
But in a weird
I'd be
scenario,
happy to, but like,
yeah, in a weird scenario in which that happened, even if they like, I could understand them being like, and you know, whatever you make off of it, but how about you give us a little bit of a taste? And I'd be like, absolutely. I'm like,
yeah.
if we ever get to a point where we make any money, we'll let you know.
That is one of the things I love about Kendall Ray. She's a YouTuber who I love. She covers a lot of true crime stuff, and then like certain episodes she has set up for like one of them, all of the ad revenue goes towards a specific fund like set up for the family, or she has like links to like their GoFundMe accounts for like funeral expenses and just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
Which
really
I think
cool.
is really cool.
I should probably explore more like true crime podcasts and YouTube
Oh,
videos.
there's so many out there, Matt.
There
It's
really
beautiful.
are. Well, and the one that I listen to consistently is My Favorite Murder, and I'm still behind by like 10 episodes right now. And then every time I think about starting a new one, I'm like, God, I'm not even caught up on the one that I usually listen to.
Yeah, I am currently behind, but I got caught up to, and that's why we drink, and Wine and Crime, and as well as Gore and Guilty, which is one of the ones. It's like a newer one that I've really enjoyed. I think Greg and Georgia are wonderful, and enjoy that they don't like shy away from something that is darker. They're like, well, like that's true crime. That's how it is. It sucks. But they're also not like laughing about it as much as like I feel like Wine and Crime will make more jokes, and so does, and that's why we drink. Not at the expense of victims, but they are more on like the comedy side than like the serious true crime side.
Yeah, and I do like how often the hosts of My Favorite Murder will talk about like it's probably like every 10 episodes they kind of just take a quick break and they're like, we just want to remind everyone that when we joke about this stuff, it's about us processing these horrible things. We are not making fun of the families or the victims or anything. Like, we're not even making fun of the killers, the crimes, the circumstances. This is just how we process things, and we've built a community of people who are the same way. And so I feel like I should just say, if we ever make jokes about things, I do want to state that like it is not at anyone's expense. It is just how I grew up processing things and interacting with the world. So I hope I don't make anyone that feel bad.
Kind of, in some ways, dark sense of humor to cope with something horrible.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. It's the idea of like.
And then like I laugh because stuff will make, like, if something makes me uncomfortable, I laugh. So
Right. And some things that you hear are so outrageous and grotesque that sometimes that's all you can do is you just it's so insane and over the top that it makes you laugh. And like you said, like an uncomfortable sort of laugh.
Yeah, which I'm sure we're gonna have plenty of in our case today, which we're gonna dive right into.
Let's go.
Our sources are Wikipedia, lukemaston.com, and departments.kings.edu. And I can provide direct links if anyone ever wants them. I save all the notes, which I actually needed this week to look back at a few things.
Oh.
So
sounds intense.
Yes. Our story is taking place in the early 1600s in Würzburg, Germany. It is in the Bavaria region of Germany, which I did not take any German classes or any sort of German geography classes, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, we're the best people to be telling this story. Then we know everything, every kind of vernacular, every kind of verbiage. Great, no experience whatsoever. Grandpa would be proud.
Oh, he'd be so proud of us right now. Oh, he'll pull out his Schnitzelbank chart for us, and we'll practice.
I actually do have one. We can do.
You do?
I do. It's rolled up right now, but yeah, I bought one at the New Ulm Shells Brewery like 5 years ago.
I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I tried to explain this song to my friend Tanya, who lives in Germany. Could not tell you where in Germany she is. I'm sorry, Tanya. But she lives in Germany, and she is by far one of my favorite people because she's German through and through, and that like I love that people in Germany are generally just blunt about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that like, so I was telling her this, I was like, oh yeah, like my grandpa taught us this like German drinking song as children, and she's like, doesn't everybody learn that? And I'm like, no, no, Tanya. And I was trying to explain it to her, and she's like, I've never heard of this song. It doesn't exist. I'm like,
no, you are wrong. That is all. Goodbye.
I did end up finding it for her, and she's like, that's something. I'm like, I know. Because the whole song is just like, is this? And it's like, yes, it is. Woo!
Yeah. Because we pulled it out when we started moving. We ended up unfurling it a little bit, and I showed it to Lily, and she's like, I think she thought I was gonna maybe have like a sexy woman poster or a movie poster, and she pulls it out. Yeah, and it looks like a very old like child's board game kind of thing.
It does. Like an old Chutes and Ladders.
And she's like, the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, this is the Schnitzelbank. And I'm like, well, this is like the board for a song that you sing. Technically, this first item is the Schnitzelbank. It's kind of a woodworking thing. I'm like, I'm not really sure what it's for. And she's like, but what do you do with all this? And I'm like, oh, you sing a song and you kind of just go down the line. It's sort of like the 12 Days of Christmas, except you're doing all these things. And then I explained to her the kind of verses like that, and she's like, so, yeah, you basically just say what everything is? And I'm like, well, when you put it that way, it sounds kind of dumb. But when Grandpa's had some schnapps and he's got his accordion out and everything.
A good time.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a lot of fun. And then I'm like, I never really thought about what it actually... Because, yeah, you're literally just saying, yeah, this is a cat, and that's a log, and that's wool, or something. And I'm like, oh, boy, when you put it in English, it's... really lame.
Yeah,
but it's fun.
Yes, and I'd say the Bavaria region of Germany people are more familiar with because of Oktoberfest. And that would be a fantastic Oktoberfest song.
Yeah, it would.
It would be, because I mean it'd be easy to follow, so.
Well, I think that's why it's you put up the board, you point to the thing, everybody and I think that's why it was so fun too, because we felt like we were like speaking German, but you pretty much just repeat the one phrase. So even if you don't know German, you can join in. It's good fun.
It is good fun. So
it was a fun tangent. We're talking about Bavaria.
Yes, we're talking about Würzburg. I'm really bad with the W sounding like V's, especially because this has the umlaut over the U, and I'm very early in my German learning for language, so I don't know how to pronounce things like super well just yet.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
I'm still not even really sure what the point of an umlaut is, so you're ahead of me.
It's an accent it just changes the pronunciation.
Yeah, you put some extra ooh on it.
I don't know. Maybe. I really don't know. But this area is known for having the lavish Baroque and Rococo art styles. So like extravagant. It's a lot of the contrast of like dark woods used a lot. Especially Baroque is known for being dramatic and dark. That is like the big thing about Baroque. I think one of the famous ones we have is, and you see this, I've seen this in memes where it's like the woman holding the man's head on the plate and she's like, oh, and she's just like, oh, it's here. But it's like dark in nature and you're like, oh.
It's so dark in nature that she's bored with it. She's just like, yup, another head. Oh my God.
Yeah. It is also the center of the Franconian wine country, which is known for a distinctive bottle shape, which is called the Bockbeutel, which is, I'm trying to think of, because I'm not sure if you know the shape where it's like the big rounder bottom, but like it's kind of flatter on the sides, but it's like ovally shaped.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You see it a lot in like Irish creams.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that that was. I guess I don't think of Germany at all when I think of wine. So I wouldn't have even guessed.
Only thing I think of with Germany and wine is like Riesling.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's the only thing.
I didn't even make that connection.
Yeah.
Well, great.
So then outside of that, the Würzburg, I'm gonna just not say it anymore, area of Germany is known for having the biggest execution and trials of witches. It did say in all of Europe, but it was a hell of a lot of people. So I would kind of err to say potentially the world. Potentially.
Wow. Potentially.
It was
allegedly.
Huge. Allegedly.
In Germany of all places. Why?
I know. We will cover the exact definition of a witch hunt, since we know this is a term American politics loves to throw around.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems to be becoming more and more relevant by the age.
It does. There's two main definitions. There's the historical definition of searching for and subsequent persecution of a person believed to be a witch. So looking, hunting down, and persecuting someone you think is a witch or is into sorcery.
Nice.
We can't have that.
Right. Fuck you, Harry Potter.
Oh dear, that would be
sorcery, wizardry. It's the same thing.
It's all the same. And then our political definition is a campaign directed against a person or a group holding unorthodox or unpopular beliefs. So it's kind of seeking out someone who's in this other category, either for religious beliefs or political views, and persecuting them.
Look, I just want to dismantle our entire way of life and government. I don't see why that would entitle me to be under a witch hunt. I don't get it.
Although now I kind of wonder if that would necessarily be considered a witch hunt, because
I was just thinking
his views aren't necessarily unpopular if a lot of people stood behind it.
Yeah.
Just for thought. I'm not going to get into that too much.
Yeah, can still be being persecuted for beliefs. It just doesn't technically fit the actual definition of witch hunt.
I guess maybe it's unorthodox.
I suppose attempting to dismantle the entire voting structure and government is unorthodox.
Be pretty unorthodox.
Yeah. Fuck it, he's a witch. Who cares?
He's a witch. Donald Trump is a witch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So then in Europe, between the years of the 1400s to the 1800s, many Europeans thought witches to be a danger to society. Thus, they had to be hunted down and persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Because we cannot have witches.
Yeah. Even though a lot of them weren't doing anything. They're bad.
You didn't do anything to me, but you're a witch, so you're gonna die now.
Yeah. Get out of here.
So the first wave of the witch trials in Germany were from 1616 to 1617. That was their first wave of panic with witchcraft and sorcery. So they, just do as people do and start hunting witches, because we can't have that.
Yeah, because it's big business. You got to go where the work is. And if you can go for hunting witches, that's what you got to do.
It is. And for them, it was during a time where they were having the Catholic Reformation. So all of the area was like people trying to become Protestant and like them trying to convert people from Catholicism, which then caused the outbreak of the 30 Years' War.
Oh my God.
So this paused temporarily the witch hunting.
Oh, okay. I thought
for about 9 years.
Because when you first said like their first wave was from 1616 to the 1617, I was like, oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. And it's like goes on for 30 years. I see. The witch hunting wasn't part of the war. Witch hunting
was separate from the war. They were doing it, and then they had the outbreak of the 30 Years' War because everyone's trying to convert everybody to their side for Christianity.
So they took a certain break from killing witches to kill everyone.
Kind of. When in doubt, your religion must be the same as mine.
Yeah, when in doubt, murder it out.
Well, God.
Yeah.
We should put that on like a t-shirt.
Oh,
I don't know if people would love that, but I would.
Enough people would love it.
A little skeleton on it with like a little knife.
Yeah, make it like stark white and a little blood spatter on one side, skeleton on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd make that.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
wear it.
Goddamn right. A lot of, especially this time of year, it'd sell out.
Yes. Ooh. Next year. We'll make plans. Since it is at the time that we're filming already the beginning of October.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to make it for like the season.
No. That's okay. We can make plans for down the road.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Gotta write it down.
So then
we just recorded it. I should write it down.
I actually am gonna write it down because I have a list.
Oh shit! Okay.
I have a list for ideas.
That's a good idea.
And yeah, my favorite ones I have are an unpleasant boba. I pour with my heart, and that's too many Bezoses. And now I got when in doubt, murder it out.
Sweet. That's too many Bezoses. Yeah. I don't remember any of the. I do vaguely remember I pour with my heart. I don't.
Well, that's how I mix all of my drinks. Right. I pour with my heart. I don't measure.
I don't remember Bezos's. I love that there's no context. I have no idea what that's in reference to. It's still because even if it's just a general statement about the state of the world, it's still correct.
Still too many.
It's still too many. We got one Bezos is too many. Fucking
too many. We were talking, I can't remember which episode it was, but we were talking about millionaires and measuring things in Bezoses versus actual money. Which, to be fair, if you had money like that in this time,
yeah. And you'd get into numbers so high that you would want a new metric by which to, yeah. We're introducing the Bezos.
So, after our little sudden outbreak of the 30 Years' War, this fast forwards us to 1625, which is the beginning of our new set of witch trials.
Okay, they didn't take a huge break.
No, I mean, it's about 9 years, and they're like, you know what? We're working on this reformation and this counter-reformation, and we can't have witches ruining it.
Does everyone remember when we used to kill witches? Come on, let's get into this. Yes. What a wonderful pastime it was.
Yes. So at the time in Würzburg, it was a self-governing area of Germany under the ecclesiastical principalities. So this is still technically under the Catholic Church.
Okay.
But they don't have a prince or a king or a duke or anything like that. It is an elected position. Sort of. It's elected by the person who is in power.
I feel like that's considered an appointment.
Elected, yes, but they consider it elected because then the Holy Roman Empire will vote on it.
Oh, so
the people won't vote on it.
So it technically is voted upon, just not by the people. Over whom they're ruling.
Yes.
I mean, however you inject democracy, that's all you really need.
Yeah. At the time, they were overseen by Philip, and that is with 2 P's at the end.
Philip.
And
we call him Pee-Pee. Yeah. And it goes little Pee-Pee. You fucking dick. That's what our show is. Oh no.
Oh no, we can't have that.
That bodes poorly.
No. Philip, we're kicking you off. No.
Taking him 1 P away at least.
I mean, you don't need 2 at the end. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't have it. So our ruler is Philip Adolf von Ehrenberg.
Oof.
And his official title is Prince Bishop. So he's not a king, but he's a bishop. And he's appointed to rule over this area as a prince.
Okay, I was going to say, so prince is separate from bishop. He's a prince. He's also a bishop.
Yes. And
there's a little Adolf in there. I mean, I know this is before the name was, heavily tainted, but still not a good omen.
No. And he was first elected into this position on February 6th, 1623. And he stayed in this position until his death on July 16th, 1631.
Oof.
So he ruled for 8 years, just about.
Sounds like he was real good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even make it a decade.
Yeah, so under his reign is when they started having this mass trial of witches. And it ended up becoming the biggest mass trial and execution of witches.
Oh, good.
It is documented that within the city, 157 men, women, and children were executed.
Jesus Christ.
There were 219 who were estimated to have been executed within like the area.
Wow.
So like kind of the areas out like surrounding the inner city as well.
The suburbs.
And then 900 were executed or died in custody under Prince Bezobrick.
Wow.
Yes.
900 people over the course of that, like 5 years?
Yes. Over the course of the 5 years, over 900 people died. And those are estimates because they did not have very accurate records of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So for this trial, actually, this is where we get people being burned at the stake as witches.
Yes. Now we're getting into the good shit.
They generally burned most of them.
Oh my God.
That was their chosen method of execution, was burning.
Well, you know, they
alive or dead, it kind of just depended on how they felt.
They didn't want to use all that rope, you know? They've got plenty of trees. It's the Baroque period. They've got woods all around them. They're just like, we don't want to make all this rope and just use it for... Because once you hang someone with a rope, you can't use it for anything else. You got to get rid of it.
Yeah, you kind of can't. It's, it's cursed.
Right. I mean, you can maybe use it to hang one or two more people, but you can't use it for anything else. And yeah, you got to get... So, fire's quick and clean. Well, not quick.
It's painful if you're alive. So some people were beheaded and some were not.
Okay.
That was just kind of luck of the draw as to whether you were alive or not.
Oh God.
But
yeah, I would definitely, if I was given the choice, I would take the beheading. Just get it over with.
Oh, I would too. At least then it's over.
Yeah. And then I would also be like, right as they were taking the big swing, I'd be like, are you guys really going to burn me after this too? That seems a little, I mean, you're going to take my corpse. I mean, because it's going to be bloody and stuff. All right.
Well, like shots, I would be like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems a little, all right, whatever.
Seems a little much.
Swing away. Yeah. I'm not going to be here. So
make it quick.
Yeah.
The thing that did make this very unique in their trials is that it was not exclusive to a class, sex, or age. It was all-inclusive killings.
I was surprised that you mentioned children in the original 154.
It was an all-inclusive affair.
Wow.
Anyone and everyone could be killed. Anyone and everyone could be a witch.
And in a weird way, it's strangely progressive. It's all-inclusive. They're not discriminating other than against witches.
Yeah. It's not discriminatory against whether you are rich or poor, whether you are white or a person of color. Doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or a child. They do not care. If you're a witch, that's too damn bad.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do we know you're a witch? Because someone said you're a witch.
Basically. But it did take place during that 30-year war period, which is, I mean, realistically in Europe at this time, when are the Protestants and Catholics not fighting each other? It's like the French and the British, they're always fighting each other, and when they're not, it's like a surprise.
Yeah. Well, like right now.
Who are they
like,
always fighting? The French.
Yeah. Having another spot of bother with the French over there.
Yeah, they would say that whenever we would do tours when I was studying abroad in London is we'd go, like one of the places we went to was like this maritime museum.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about one of the ships and they're like, because who were we fighting? The French, of course. Like, yeah, because you're always fighting each other.
They just couldn't get along, They were the closest together of all of the... Were they the closest together? No, yeah. Aren't France and England like the closest or Great Britain, whatever. They're right next to each other across the water. They just had to fight.
France is the closest to England, but
Yeah. Could
I mean,
see
I
each
guess
other from across the
Ireland,
way.
because England is physically connected to Ireland, but they just took over that. So
Well, yeah, I know people are still salty about all that. So
the Welsh, the Irish, and the Scots are. So they're not alone.
yeah.
Although part of Ireland is separate.
Oh yeah, wasn't that part of Brexit? Or was that?
No, Scotland was considering separating in Brexit.
Yeah, there it is.
And I think so was the rest of Ireland and maybe Welsh. Or Wales.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was
Welsh
all
I meant Wales.
Yeah, like South Ireland or something. I know so much geography.
Yeah, because North Ireland it's like the Republic of Ireland.
Right. And yeah, so South Ireland was thinking about officially separating from Britain again.
Yeah. So, like the French and the British, the Protestants and the Catholics love to kill each other. Because, the beliefs are very similar, but they're not the same.
They're not worshiping God right.
Yeah.
You say, forgive us our trespasses. We say, forgive us our debtors, that kind of thing. Forgive us our debts.
What?
Yeah.
I have not heard that, but I don't go to church, so.
I believe it's strict Catholics. There's two different ways of saying the Lord's Prayer, and the only difference is forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
That's the only way I've said it, so.
I think Lutherans say forgive our debts and forgive our debtors. I mean, if I'm being fair, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well, but I've been saying forgive us our trespasses for my whole life, so.
I'm trying to think of any other time I've gone to like a non-Catholic church if they say it differently. I don't think I was paying attention enough to notice.
I definitely wasn't either.
Really go, so.
I'm pretty sure the only reason I'm referencing that is because of South Park. And they may have just made it up.
Honestly, like realistically, the difference is that we like to do things X, Y, and Z way. And I know in Catholicism, you do communion every Sunday, and other variations of Christianity don't. And that's like a huge thing. As well as like praying to the Virgin Mary. But
right.
As far as I can tell, outside of like the teachings and stuff, it is still the same.
Well, that's why honestly on the South Park episode, they might have made that up just as a way to signify like how similar a lot of these belief systems are, and like the dumbest differences cause them to kill each other.
Yeah. So, when you usually have religious upheaval in some way, usually I feel like people start to get paranoid, and that's when you have witch hunts. Because people are just already paranoid about what's going on with like their neighbors, that every little thing they're like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Well, like you just like find a reason to make what they're doing not okay. So it's like, oh, you're a witch. You can't have witches. It's like, oh, okay.
Forgive us our trespassers. Wait, you say trespassers? You don't say debtors? No. You're a witch!
You're a witch!
Gotta get rid of you!
So, the witch trials that started initially in 1616 started with Julius Etcher von Mespelbrunn.
Wow, that is a name. Holy shit.
And he is the one who appointed his nephew, our boy Philip, as his successor. He put in the recommendation, was like, hey, Holy Roman Empire, this is who should lead once I am done. I don't know if he retired or died. It just said that he appointed him as his successor. So I'm like, did he die though? And just like didn't see anything else.
Right.
Like, okay, maybe he did. Maybe he just decided it was his time and he was done.
He diminished and traveled west into the ancient realm where he would live forever, and he bid farewell to his family and friends. He's like, so
Goodbye.
long, good luck, Philip. I will see you in the future. Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Oh, it came back. We got German in there. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Philip.
Goodbye.
Be a good ruler. Don't die in 8 years. Goodbye, Philip.
Bye. Goodbye, Philip.
Bye-bye.
Tschüss.
But uncle, I wish to see you again. Come back and rule. Screw it. I'll be king. Well, prince.
Prince Bishop, whatever the title is. I'll rule. It's fine.
Kind of a badass rap name. Prince Bishop.
It kind of is.
Yeah. It's classy, but also like hardcore.
It is. So, with that, they weren't entirely sure once Philip took over what the exact cause of the resurgence of the witch trials was.
Just boredom.
They thought it was just an isolated incident that like one person was perturbed with their neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, this will just be like a one-time thing. And then they had a hard frost that killed the wine grapes. And that was a problem.
No. Yeah, someone's got to burn.
Because, you know, when a harvest is destroyed, it's not just the way the world works sometimes.
Right.
Someone is out to sabotage you. And that person has to be a witch.
They gotta be a witch, man.
They have to be. It's the rules of the land. You have to be a witch because you killed my crops. Not nature, you.
Yeah.
Saw you doing your black magic in the corner.
And for no reason. Yeah.
Which, actually, reading that, it made me think of back in episode 3 about the Manitou Spring witches, Kurt Brazer, our Celtic Storm Witch.
Yes.
I was like, dang, did they just know that they were storm witches? And I'm like, but at that point, like, if you also had a stake in the grapes, why would you do that to yourself?
Exactly. I was going to say, usually those things are kind of regional in how, like, the whole community in one way or another depends on those
like
grapes.
One person's crops. It's like everybody's.
Although if you look back in ancient texts, you will see old not photographs, but musings, you know, painted pictures. And you'll see an enchanted Volkswagen in the background. And
the little beetle screams.
Yeah, exactly. Crying. And he's like, fuck you, Bavaria. Yeah, you thought he just rode on the tornadoes and shit. Nah, that motherfucker could time travel.
It was the car that drove. We did establish that. His car is what flew away. And
yeah, it was the source of his power and also his awesomeness.
Yeah. Oh, Kurt.
Kurt.
So with that, they did have an actual like setup for how their proceedings worked. And with that, we do kind of have to understand how Philip's Prince Bishop job kind of works. So he is supposed to be an extension of the Catholic Empire. Mm-hmm. And his overarching job outside of just like general governing of people is to make the area more godly and more holy.
Nice.
And since he is of the Catholic Church, in response to the Protestant Reformation, they then created the Catholic Reformation to like counter-reform the Protestant Reformation.
I think it's time that we reformed the church. Well, we're going to reform before you reform us.
We're going to reform back.
Yeah.
You've converted us, now we will convert you.
Yeah, hardcore reform. We're going to take on a new form before you reform, and then we'll build off of that form. And it'll be like a form farm.
Yes. And their overall goal was to have the people of the land be obedient, devout, and super Catholic. So that was his goal. And that was his job. So then
All right.
when they started having like the Reformation, they made their Counter Reformation. Then they started having rumors of witchcraft and paganism from people. So he's like, well, now we've got to investigate all this. So his job was he had to have it investigated. He didn't have to talk to every person. He just had to get it done. No. And Matt has dropped off the face of the earth. And he's back.
My bad. I was moving windows on my desktop.
Oh, and you accidentally clicked it.
Yep. Yep. I'm back.
It happens.
So
We're still here. So,
yeah, I wasn't sure what I did at first, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" So Philip Papa has the responsibility to oversee everything. Yeah.
So what he did is he created a special witch commission.
Yes.
And their job was to organize and handle all cases and things having to do with witches.
You know, it's not the most exciting way to handle a witch hunt, but it's efficient, you know.
Yeah. I would argue that it could have been exciting because the witch commission was above the law.
Yeah.
So they could do everything to get you to confess.
Oh
Nothing
my God.
was off the table.
Their judge dreading the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I am judge, jury, and executioner.
They were not restricted to the Constitutus Criminalis Carolina, which was Germany's first set of laws.
Holy shit.
So you got to just do whatever the fuck you wanted. Torture.
Name, yeah.
Maybe some murder.
In the name of hunting witches.
Hunting witches and Catholicism.
Yeah, gotta be for Jesus. Come on, guys.
Yeah. You had to get those confessions from people. So they did what they had to. And
come on, tell us you're a witch. But yes. I'm not a witch. Come on, aren't you a witch?
You're a witch. Come on.
Come on, pal. Don't make me bring my partner in here. He'll be a real hard ass on you. Come on, it's just you and me. We're buddies. You're a witch, right? You can tell me.
You can tell me.
The other guy busted. I'm sick of wasting time here. Whoa, cool down, Rick. Jeez. Hey, you don't want to get him angry. Come on, tell me you're a witch.
This is him being nice.
Yeah. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, wait until you see him get... Yeah, oh my gosh. Why doesn't he have the same accent as you? Stop asking questions. What's the questions here?
Asking questions. That was their first step was to get someone to confess that they were a witch. That was step number one.
That was step number... I feel like that's it. Yeah, I feel like that's job done. Like, all right, there's a step number two?
Step two, you had to name your accomplices who were other witches. You had to name other witches. So they're like, well, we know you're not the only one.
Yeah, we know you didn't kill those grapes on your own. There's too many grapes. You couldn't do that. Who else helped you? What are you doing? It's sounding a little Salem-y so far there. Yeah. I don't remember.
It's very Salem-y in the fact that they're like, well, you have to confess that someone else did it. And bringing out other people's wrongdoings.
Yeah.
So then once they got those people, it just started the cycle over again. So it just kept expanding outward to accusing more and more people of witchcraft and sorcery.
We know you've got some dirty grapes in your closet. Why don't you open the door and let us take a look? Yeah. What about your neighbors? We know your neighbors are also witches.
Yeah, so their numbers grew very rapidly.
No shit.
And the thing that did surprise people was that it was not limited to like the working class and those who were poorer. Because they started naming their like employers and they're like, oh, they're a witch, and started taking them in as well.
Right. Yeah. It's in a weird way, it's one of those kind of equalizing sort of things where it's like, look, nobody is above straight up paranoia and that kind of shit. So it's like, this is the one time when the lower classes really have some power because they're like, well, fuck, if you're hunting us, that guy's a witch too. What? So The mayor of the town? He can't be a witch. He's so successful. No, yeah, he's a witch.
That's why he's successful.
Why do you think he's so successful? Son of a bitch, it's true. Yeah, he's the reason I got into witchcraft. Son of a bitch, it's so devious.
Yep. So
Prince Bishop is just like, yeah, off with his head or whatever.
Yep. Which normally, once you start to get into like the higher classes and involving children, that's when people are like, maybe this has gone too far.
Right, yeah, once it starts affecting the truly rich and powerful, then they're like, whoa, let's slow this down, huh?
That was not the case here, though.
Yes.
They did start with the poor and working class because, fuck the poor. And
then finally the poor were like, well, if we're going down, we're taking those ritzy bastards with us. Fuck them.
Basically. And as it started to pick up more and more speed, more and more people in upper classes started getting executed. And with that, they did end up executing 43 priests.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow. The church is like, well, this kind of backfired on us.
They're like,
what the hell?
Our priests started dying. Oh, shit. What are we going to do there?
It is God's will. Bring in the next batch.
And then there were at least 49 children under the age of 12.
Oh my
and
God.
Most of them were orphans or in the school Julius Spital, which I think was a hospital. So children with no parents and children who were sick, it sounds like.
That just
sad.
That just makes it, that makes it so much more sad. Like, not that I wanted even like the ritzy folks' kids to die, but I don't want the orphans, and it feels like they're having a hard enough time as it is.
They have a hard life, and
then, like their last days are spent,
taking them when they're down.
Yeah. Oh my God, their last days are spent being accused of and prosecuted horribly for being a witch.
Yeah,
and they're like, but will I see my mom again? So like, no, you're going straight to hell. You're a witch. Oh, okay.
Oh.
But okay.
Yeah. At this point, a third of the population, once all was said and done, was suspected to have attended the witches' Sabbath and or was noted in the Black Book of Satan, which they were really trying to find but never did.
So it might not even really exist.
I don't think it does.
Oh, well, that's sad.
Yes. So it got so far that they didn't actually know what the number of people in total executed was, especially since it was just so many people.
So many people.
But because it did start to affect the upper nobility classes, their family members started complaining. And first, they were complaining to Philip, but he's like, we're killing witches. What's the problem? Right. So then they managed to get their complaints to the Holy Roman Emperor.
Oh my.
He then was like, no, this needs to stop. You stop killing people.
You little two-peed bastard. What are you doing over there? That's just killing witches. What's the problem?
So it became so far at that point.
Wow.
And
Daddy's pissed.
Yes, it led to him then condemning the persecutions and attempting to put an end to them. But the trials officially ended when Philip dies, and the city then becomes occupied by King Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden. Because the Sweden then came in and took over everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And that was what actually ended the trials. And by that point, over 900 people died.
Philip was the 900th. Or he was in the 900th.
Yes. And among those executed, there is this famous list of executions that was published in the 1745 book, the Eberhard David Aber Bibliotheca Sive Acta et Scripta Magica. It's a lot
He's-
longer than that, but that's just the part of the title that I could reasonably read and pronounce.
I don't mean to criticize, but I still didn't understand what you were saying.
So it's
Like that was ridiculous.
The Eberhard David Aber. I don't know what that means.
Oh.
Library, Biblioteca. Sive Acta a Scripta Magica. I know that's Script of Magic, something.
Written
like that. Written magic.
Library of Written Magic.
Something.
I mean, it's all Latin, right?
It looks like it's a mix of Latin and German, so I don't know.
Well, that's
the last
cool.
part, the first part looks German, the last part looks Latin.
They really liked their long titles for a time.
They did. So, of this very long list, which we'll go through, I don't know if we'll go through the whole thing, but we'll at least go through some.
Okay.
It only lists executions carried out before February 1629, and even then, this is a very incomplete list.
Right.
Since the trials did continue for like 2 years, and whoever wrote this list did not actually identify people. He identified them as like prettiest girl in town, so-and-so's wife.
Oh my god.
And by so-and-so, I mean like the baker's wife.
Baker's wife put to death. Next. Cobbler's wife put to death. Next.
Yes.
Dairy workers, 5 children, all put to death. Next.
In this list, anytime they listed someone as strange, it meant someone who wasn't from like the city.
Oh, just a strange person.
Just strange. So it'd be like strange woman, and so it's someone who's not from there.
Well, that's
It's
sad.
a random woman.
Yeah, just people walking through. Hello, I'm here to peddle my wares from up the street. What? No, I'm not a witch. Just write her down in a book. She doesn't even get a
necklaces.
name. Yeah, necklaces of the devil.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And in this list, it is a total of 29 different burnings. And even then, there were like other burnings on the side elsewhere.
Jesus.
So it was a lot of bonfires, and it probably smelled absolutely horrible.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll be honest, I hadn't even really considered the smell before now. Oh my god.
Oh, that is like on a side note, since Gabriel and I have been looking at houses. There's one house we went into, and there's a few of them. I'm like, oh, like it smells a little funky. Like, okay, like probably didn't clean it super great. It just smells, whatever. There was one we went into, and I was like, this place kind of smells funky. There was like a few stains on like the hardwood floor, and I was like, oh, that's nice. But then there was a coat closet. I opened it, and I said, I don't like the smell of that, and closed it. And I was like, Gabriel, that closet smells really weird. I don't like it. And he opens it, and he's like, that smells like dead body. And then we left. So
that's what I was thinking, but that's not what I thought he was actually going to say.
Did someone die in the house and the smell is... Oh, I'm like, but then why is the smell only in the closet? Yeah. Either way, it was... Because then they asked us, since it was like a self-tour, we had like a one-time key code to like get the key to like walk inside.
Yeah.
They asked us, and I was like, it smells really weird. Like, it does not smell right. And there's stains on the floor. Like,
they're like, so it's a bit of a fixer-upper. Come on.
Like, if I'm gonna be paying to live here, I would prefer the closet doesn't smell like death.
Right. I'm renting. I'm not fixing up nothing.
Yeah. I might do a little yard work, like mow the lawn, but I'm not. Yeah. I'm not like putting a whole new grass like down for you or anything.
Right.
You can pay for it. I won't.
I'm not dealing with death cabinet.
No. God, no. So I can only imagine that Würzburg did not smell very good.
Yeah. Jesus.
So our first burning was a total of 4 people. It was the wife of Liebler, Old Anker's widow, the wife of Gutbrot, and the wife of Hooker.
I'm guessing Hooker was actually a last name, not necessarily.
I think it was a last name.
Yeah.
The second burning was a total of 4 people, and that was the old wife of Butler, 2 strange women, and the old woman who kept the pot house.
Oh my God.
I don't know what they meant by pot house, because here that means one thing, but then I don't know if that meant like pottery.
That's where we go to have a good time, man.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just like so baked at that like old woman's house.
Yeah, dude, she's super witchy, bro. Yeah, she's totally a witch, you know. She's definitely doing magic in there, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Our third burning was 5 people. It was Tungsleber, a minstrel.
Oh.
The wife of Kuhler, the wife of Steyer, a proctor, the bushmaker's wife, and the goldsmith's wife.
Again, I do like how they don't get names. They're just like, you are essentially the property of this person in town. We're not going to bother. We could probably just ask them what their name was, just write that down, but nah.
Yeah. No time for that. This one is one of my favorites. It's in the 4th burning. It was 5 people. The wife of Sigmund the Glazer, a burgomaster.
The glazer?
Yes,
That's
a glazer.
awesome.
So, like painting pottery,
sick.
you glaze.
Oh. I don't know what I thought it was, but that was less exciting. I feel like it sounded like laser, and it made me really excited.
Oh, that would have been cool. No, glazer. He did pottery.
Well, I mean, that's still cool.
That's still pretty cool. Brickman's wife. And then the midwife, NB. She was the origin of all the mischief.
Oh, so she gets the special NB, or were those her initials?
I honestly have no idea.
The one it's marked as not burned. She was the only one that wouldn't catch flame.
Maybe. That's very. There's one other person that has the NB.
Weird.
And that was a doctor of divinity at Hatch and Cannon that were executed early at 5 o'clock in the morning and burnt on their bier.
Oh my God. Well, that's not nice.
No. So I do think it's interesting that they're like, oh, the midwife, she's the source of all our problems. Oh no, there is a few more. A woman who played the harp and hung herself.
Oh.
So.
She was just sad and depressed. That doesn't make her a witch.
Yeah.
Well, she hung herself. Why is she in the book? That doesn't
probably because they
fair.
burned her after.
Oh, right.
Yes. So then we're going to jump forward to the 16th burning, this was 6 people. A noble page of Ratzenstein, who was executed in the Chancellor's Yard at 6 o'clock in the morning and left upon his bier all day. And then the next day was burned with the following people. So they killed him and let him sit for a day first.
Oh, did you say left upon his bier?
Yes.
That's so weird.
I really don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's not great.
I'm like, is it just, what does it mean? You just like left him there? Is that what that means?
Yeah, left on his bier. Well, we weren't going to let him go into the afterlife without a cool, refreshing brew, so we figured least we could do is put his charred remaining corpse onto the beer stein, and he'll have a good time.
Yeah, so then with him, they had a boy of 10 years of age.
Oh.
2 daughters of the steward of Senate and his maid.
Oh.
And then the fat rope maker's wife.
I mean, you didn't necessarily need to put that part in. That seems a little unfair.
Yeah, the man who wrote this, I'm assuming it's a man because of the time. Yeah. He did that with a few, like, he'd be like, oh, the fat butcher's wife. Like,
fat butcher. They're not going to let a woman write. Come on.
You had to describe specifically that that person was fat.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
Why?
most of your notes aren't helping anybody anyways.
Yeah.
And so it goes on to 29 burnings.
Oof.
And I'll read the last one for us, which is it is usually about 4 to 7 people each time.
Oh,
and in
okay.
the 29th burning, it was 7. This one actually has a name, which is Virtel Beck, the one of the only names. Oh, there's maybe 1 or 2 other ones. The innkeeper at Kilgan, the bailiff at Mergelsheim,
Mergelsheim.
the wife of Beck at the Ox Tower. That totally helps up. The noble fat lady.
Oh, come on.
Elder Frau. So an old woman.
Yeah.
And NB, a doctor of divinity. And we talked about earlier.
Doctor of divinity. That's so weird. Is
It
that really
weird.
a doctor?
I think it's more of like a priest.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Someone of higher education and divinity teachings in religion.
Right.
And then a gentleman of Adel called Junker Fleischbaum.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So just with stuff like that, it'd be like a strange boy, a strange woman, so-and-so's wife, an alumnus. Alumni. Alumni of what? What alumni?
Of life.
That helps nobody. So a lot of the notes of people were stuff like that. You're like, okay, that literally doesn't tell us who it was at all.
Right. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's not really record keeping.
No, it's not record keeping. So they, all in all, unless you were there and witnessed every single one, we now have no record of how many people died, who died.
Right.
It is just kind of lost to us in history, unfortunately. But we know it was a lot of people, and we know that it was just about anybody who could have fell victim to your neighbor being interrogated and tortured and being like, yep, so-and-so's a witch. Thanks, bro. Like, I watered your flowers. Thank you. We'll never do that for you again.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Oh, that concludes our Würzburg witch trials.
Oh, wow. That was terrifying. I don't see I understand how those things propagate, but 900 is not what I was expecting you to say.
Either.
And I like how it stopped and started.
I'm surprised it's something we never talk about, because if this is the biggest witch trial, and the fact that it spread so quickly over the course of 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And not only that, but managed to be kind of like a huge point in history, and that like this in Europe is the biggest witch trial and hunting of witches. Why are we not talking about it?
Yeah. Yeah, how is this one like slipping through the pages of history?
And then we are so caught up in Salem that we cover that for like a month.
Right. And every year it comes back. During Halloween, there's always more stuff about Salem.
Which I think it's funny because it's like, oh, Salem this, Salem that. Salem was not the only witch trial. And it was not the biggest. It's just the most known.
It does make me wonder if like the infamy of Salem has traveled throughout the world, and like do other countries like when the idea of witch hunts and like witch burnings come up, I wonder if it's still Salem that is kind of the cornerstone of the witch hunting mythos or whatever legend.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery
And
to
we
me.
may never know. Yeah.
The world will never know. But that is our story.
Well, thank you. Wonderfully horrifying.
Thank you. It's
As
perfect for spooky season.
it is. Yeah, it's a good start to October.
It
And
is.
and another chilling chapter in the history of humanity.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Yeah. And with that being said, we can move on to the rating of the pairings.
Yes.
I'm gonna give the beer a 7. I've had it before, and it's pretty solid. I'm gonna stick with a 7. And I don't know if I don't know if it necessarily matters for the brand, but the sausages were excellent. I'm gonna give them an 8.
I would agree with that. I really enjoyed my sausage. Although I would say together they enhance each other, so I'd probably give the two paired together a 9. And I kind of wish I had some like beer cheese to dip the kielbasa in.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that was like kind of the flavor profile I was getting with having the two together. I was like, man, if this just had like a little bit of beer cheese, that would just hit it over the park.
There were actually a few that I saw at the store I went to that were like cheddar-versed.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure how good that. I'm not really a fan of like cheese in the sausage, but I have to admit, dipping them in a beer cheese, I feel like would have been really good.
Oh, that would have been good.
But yeah, I think you're right. They were even better together.
Yeah.
They enhanced each other.
Together.
I suppose that's why it comes from a culture that tends to pair them so much throughout history. Damn, are they good?
I would say so. Very good. Where can the people find us, Matt?
I was just pulling that up. I was vying for time. Anyways, you can check us out on Twitter at peculiarpairingspod and on Instagram at peculiarpairingspod. Send us your suggestions and hate mail to peculiarpairingspod@gmail.com and check us out on Patreon. Yeah.
Please send it to the Gmail, if you will.
Yeah.
At least contain it to one area.
Right, yeah, like try to keep it. You don't have to contact us on multiple different platforms with different things to say. You can just send it all to the Gmail.
Yeah.
What are we talking about next time?
We are going to talk about the Dybbuk box.
Yes.
For anyone who knows about haunted objects or is a fan of Zach Baggins and his museum.
We're back in Zach.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to admit, that is one of the few things that I have heard about prior to you bringing it up. I watched a video about it, I think like a year ago, so it's not exactly fresh on the mind. But you will, when you see what the pairings are, you will realize just how little I remember about it. So there you go.
Yeah. It's a fun one, and it's all in the spirit of Halloween and that spooky time of year. So, we're doing some darker, creepier episodes. So
yeah, I do remember it being as much as I don't really remember much about the box, I do remember it being delightfully creepy.
Yes. Which we'll get into next week, so you gotta tune in for that, listeners.
Hell yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.